your concern. Foreign affairs
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
in the end.
The recommendation that we have is that our budget should be increased by 50% because there are multiple projects that we have to, there are multiple objectives that we have to pursue, and the most important of them of the ones I highlighted earlier happens to be that we have to establish markets in South Africa and to work on the Pakistani embassies located abroad. And furthermore, we also want to second what the honorable delegate of education, I think, stated, that we need infrastructure because that is also pertinent to the trade that is coming in, the investment that is coming in.
Thank you, Foreign Affairs.
Thank you.
Defense, you have already exceeded last year's budget by 30 billion. What can you say as part of your argument?
Honorable
So
Chair,
that it
the
be
Ministry of
granted.
Defense would, if deemed necessary, would like to cut the LPRs provided to the military staff, the leave prior to retirement.
You're not part of the voting
They,
process.
they take up a lot of budget, and the free electricity, the free telephones, I don't think it is necessary. Honorable Chair, it could be used more effectively if our neighbor, the Chief of Army Staff of our neighbor, can roam around in their country in an 800cc car without security. Why can't our military officers do that? Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Planning and development.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We need an increase granted to the Planning and Development Ministry, and we would like to work in full collaboration with other ministries, especially Education, Health, and Science and Technology. Thank you.
You wish to assist them? Okay. Science and technology.
Science and Technology would like to make a proposal for development of science fields and laboratories for breakthrough in scientific research. And we would also propose that all the related ministries would bring forth cooperation and joint collaboration so that we can further our cause. Thank you.
Thank you. Ministry of Commerce.
Propose an increment of 50% of our budget. It was 100% before. I would like to...
What can be done? Increase
yes,
the purchasing power of the country?
Yes.
How?
By prime focus on elevating poverty, because without poverty reduction, I don't think electricity is affordable. I don't think quality healthcare will be affordable. I think we should focus more on the competitive sector within our country.
What is your plan to eradicate poverty?
To support local economies, basically.
The local economy.
Local, yes.
Assist it and support.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Communication.
The Ministry of Communication has 3 recommendations to make, and I'm going to rush through them. These are revenue adding measures, taxes through road tolls and increased taxation through road tolls and charge parking so as to increase the self-subsistence of this sector. Fines on illegal parking and traffic violations we made transparent by providing commissions and linking them to violators' fines so as to decrease bribery. Ally this ministry with the Ministries of Education, Science and Technology, Agriculture, Planning and Development, because by working with them we will save money. 1.5% of GDP lost in road accidents will be prevented. Farmers provided swift transport of perishable goods. Cheaper transport and goods leads to cheaper exports and therefore greater demand.
Law, Justice, Parliamentary Affairs.
The Ministry of Law, Justice and Human Rights, as previously stated, that we need a 50% increase in our allotted budget.
Why
and
so?
we'd like to propose that we want computerization of our laws, and for that we are willing to ally ourselves with Science and Technology Ministry. And we need educational awareness of our laws, and for that we need the help of Education Ministry.
For Justice and Human Rights, what is your recommendation? For justice and human rights, protection of human rights.
Oh, we want courts in rural areas, and we want more mobility for people to be there. And we'd actually want a decrease in the budget allotted to the Cabinet Division, as we have stated before. Thank you.
Thank you. Agriculture, livestock, food.
I would like to say that there should be a 10% increase in agriculture, and food is needed. It is needed so we can buy better seeds and fertilizers and recover the livestock lost in floods. But we can only do this with the collaboration of science and technology, education, health, and water system.
Health.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Ministry of Health would like to propose that a 20% increase in the budget for the health sector be made. Provision of health insurance to be given to each and every citizen of Pakistan. more infrastructure facilities in the sector of health, and there should be more research in the field of medicine so that we can have better medicines to cure diseases. Secondly, defense budgets be reduced and allotted to health and education sector, as they are the two most important pillars on which the success of Pakistan rests upon. Secondly, cut down imports and luxury items and imports of goods for capital investment so that we can have an increase in overall budget for Pakistan to be spent in each and every sector. Natural resources be exploited for more economic growth. Thank you.
Women's affairs.
We would like to propose 15% increase in our budget for making separate educational institutes, that is schools and colleges for women, hospital and sports facilities for women. Also, I would like to ally with the Ministry of Health and Education, as with their help we would be able to create more awareness between the women.
Thank you. Environment.
Thank you, Chairman. We need to have an increase in the environment sector with at least 20%, as without environment, the country cannot prosper. We need for increment in greenery, reforestation, dams, and better health sector. Thank you.
Sports.
Promoting sports in countries as much as possible will strengthen existing friendly ties among the Asian countries. And the sports sector should like its budget to be increased by 10% so that better coaching and better equipment could be possible for the youth.
And what about security to host events? Have you cooperated with the Interior Ministry?
Yes, we have.
And that's part of it. Okay. All recommendations from all ministries have been heard. We would now like the entire assembly to vote on all these recommendations in favor and against it. The Environment Ministry has asked for increase of 30% and for so that better water facilities be provided, which is a major problem in this country. The Education Ministry has asked for free enrollment in primary schools, infrastructure in rural areas, and free training for teachers. Foreign Affairs asks for a 50% increase in budget and asks for better supports interior in better infrastructure and asks that more trade be done. Defense has surprisingly agreed to cut LPR to the military staff and other facilities and has shown a positive step towards restructuring. The Planning and Development Division has asked for investment infrastructure and science and technology and has voiced its intention to assist all ministries. Science and Technology has asked for an increase in budget to have to promote the sciences, various fields, and they have a list of recommendations which were heard. E-commerce wants to eradicate poverty, support local economy. Communication says that revenue adding measures should be increased. There should be taxation in certain areas, and there should be fairness in good transport. Law has asked for computerization of all laws so that in this day and age of the internet, people can see it. There needs to be educational awareness, for which the Education Department has been contacted, and mobility in rural areas so that they can go conduct awareness campaigns and sessions, play their roles. Agriculture has asked for 10% increase in for agriculture, food and livestock, wishes to work with science and technology, education, health, and has asked for an increase for livestock to be recovered, better equipment and training for farmers. The health sector has asked to work with the Education Ministry, wants research, better communication, and finances for having more doctors and more medical staff available in rural areas. And Women's Affairs has asked for a 5% increase in budget, more schools, hospitals, and facilities for women. Sports asks for 10% increase for better equipment and has collaborated with the Interior Ministry for better security. Water and Power, of course, has asked that the revenue lost in FDR should be recovered and returned to the department, and that I have seen. These were all recommendations from the ministries. I would now want I would like all members of the Assembly to vote in favor of all these recommendations and pass these changes for the upcoming budget. All those in favor, raise your hands. All those against, raise your hands. The motion clearly passes. Congratulations, you have proposed recommendations. I now call for a motion to close the debate. Would a member? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Is there anyone to second it? Second it. Thank you all for being here. Please be seated. The session is officially over. I would like to thank you for all being here.